is where you go on this Wednesday. Canty is here. Neek is here. We got a kick check quickly on Kimberly. They're looking good. She's ready to roll this week. She's got Ravens and Bills this weekend, but we begin with what is the game of the week. Super Bowl rematch of a few years ago. The legendary quarterbacks going head-to-head. It's Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. And, of course, the serious story here. Hurricane Ian, a factor. The Bucs have temporarily relocated their operations to Miami as the hurricane moves over Florida's west coast. On his Let's Go podcast, Tom Brady talked about his team's preparation for the game. Give a listen.
They lost a tough one on the road, so they'll be hungry. They'll kind of have a normal week of prep. And, you know, look, I think when you are dealing with some of the things that we're going to have to deal with this week, there's built-in excuses that, you know, should never be excuses for anything. We got to approach the week with a championship attitude that no matter what we face and no matter who plays, we're going to have to go out there and find a way to win the game. So it's not going to be easy. It's a huge test.
All right, first and foremost, for all our friends and family in the Florida area who are impacted, we are thinking of you and hope that everyone is safe. That said, as far as the football piece of this is concerned, Kmart, what can you tell everybody about how this is impacting the Buccaneers?
Yeah, as of right now, the game is still scheduled for Sunday in Tampa Bay. But the situation is very fluid. I believe the brunt of the storm is expected in Tampa Thursday. So I checked in with the Bucs last night. They are safe and sound in Miami. As of right now, they're like us. They don't know exactly where they're going to be playing. I checked in with the league. The league said they're monitoring the storm and checking with local officials. If the game can't be in Tampa Bay on Sunday, there's talk of a neutral site in Minnesota because the Vikings are off to London to play. So as of right now, Tampa is still the destination, but so much needs to happen between now and then.
Yeah, we will. Of course, there'll be more information coming as we see exactly how the storm impacts everything. And first and foremost, that is much more important than anything involving a football game. But we're a sports show. So for the players themselves, you heard Tom Brady. It sounds like he's already trying to battle against the idea that players might start letting some of this impact their ability to play.
I mean, it's a rare situation. Not many players have been in something like this, so it's hard to predict how it's going to impact them. But I tend to think more along the lines of Tom Brady is sometimes things like this allow you to focus in even more. And it gives you a rallying cry. It allows you to understand that you are being tested, and it helps teams galvanize around this. So I'm not sure that this, at least in my opinion, I'm not sure that this is going to impact the outcome of the game. I think we're going to see these two teams go at it, and the winner of this team is the team that deserves to win. Yeah. The winner of this game, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and look, both teams coming in off of losses, and both teams coming in with some question marks here. And so the storm and all that hovers around it. Do you think the storm and all of the factors that will impact the Bucs and even the uncertainty for Kansas City, at the end of the day on Sunday, will that have a huge role in who winds up winning the football game?
Well, I think it has the potential to, G. And I'm with Dom. Players are going to be tested because this is a deviation from the norm. Anytime you have that, it can have an adverse effect because players are creatures of habit. Now, with Tom Brady, I think this is the ultimate leader in terms of being able to set the agenda for the team and not allowing this to be a distraction for the rest of that locker room. When he's talking to the media about this, he's sending a message to his teammates that we're not going to let this take away from our mental focus and our game prep. And here's the thing, G. In this situation in particular, when you're dealing with something of this nature, not only are you talking about the players themselves being displaced, but their families potentially being displaced. That can detract from your mental focus as well. And so that's one of the things that we have to watch. But that being said, we saw a similar situation with the New Orleans Saints in week 1 last year. What'd they do? Go to Jacksonville and beat the brakes off the Packers. So it can go either way. But this is clearly something that's going to test the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' leadership and their focus.
And we also, of course, saw them be completely struggling on offense last week because they didn't have so many of their weapons. We know that Mike Evans obviously is no longer suspended. Where are we with Brady getting back some people?
He was down 3 of his top receivers. So Mike Evans, he gets back. Julio Jones, Todd Bowles had said that he could have played with the knee injury, but they decided to hold him out. So you anticipate he's on track to play. Now, Chris Godwin, that's the big piece, and that's the one that's most unclear right now. He's missed significant time, came back, and now he's sort of, got to get back. So it's unclear right now how many of his receivers he will have, but we know for certain that Mike Evans will be back, which is huge because this offense was just so stagnant.
So the Buccaneers, their offense struggled, but we fully understand why. They were basically playing with the B-level roster of what they're accustomed to. For the Chiefs on the other side, I'm old enough to remember when Patrick Mahomes was going to be better this year without Tyreek Hill. And a funny thing seemed to happen on the way to that in Indianapolis on Sunday. Did you see any cause for concern in that performance Sunday against the Colts?
If it were anybody else, maybe. But the Chiefs have built up so much goodwill in my mind, and I think in the mind of so many fans, is they can stink once. They're going to have to stink like 3 or 4 times in a row for me to start to believe that Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and Travis Kelce aren't going to be able to figure out a way how to effectively attack opposing defenses.
What do you think, Canty?
Yeah, I'm not worried about the Kansas City Chiefs at all. If you look at their loss against the Colts, Sky Moore muffs the punt after they get the stop on the first possession for the Colts. You're talking about Travis Kelce dropping a touchdown in the second half. You're also looking at some of the miscues, Chris Jones on that third down when the defense is off the field, getting that unsportsmanlike conduct. All of these things open the door for the Chiefs to lose that game. I'm not worried about Kansas City's offense. The biggest concern that I have about the Chiefs is the fact that they can potentially get bored because they're just that good and that they're that accustomed to winning.
I find this so fascinating because last year everybody's ready to write off the Chiefs, and then they get to the AFC title game. I'm not worried about the Chiefs. I was at this game, and I think this was, unfortunately, sorry, Colts, but this was more about the Chiefs and how they messed this up for themselves, especially on special teams. I'm not worried. The thing, though, that Patrick Mahomes said coming into this game was, I think the Chiefs you saw in week 1 is who you're going to see going forward. And we did not see week 1 Chiefs. They were not aggressive. They settled for the punt. They on special team, like it's
So bizarre,
but that's
after
not
you
the
already
Chiefs.
missed
But that's
the
not
field
the
goal.
Chiefs.
I
That's the
didn't
thing. It's like
understand
you
it.
wouldn't need all this trickeration. You would just throw it to Tyreek and you'd be gone. I actually don't. I think they'll be fine without Tyreek, but this is something that the aggression on offense is what I'm looking at.
Well, but maybe this is the moment, and Rex said it on Monday, that Tyreek Hill is the guy who, even in a game like this where everything is going wrong, catches one 6-yard pass, turns it into an 80-yard touchdown, and everything winds up being fine. That's the one thing they don't have and aren't getting back. Meanwhile, our next stop is Dallas. The Cowboys are suddenly 2-0 under the backup quarterback Cooper Rush as they await the return of Dak Prescott from thumb surgery. But Jerry Jones has high hopes and high praise for his backup QB. Listen.
Well, let me say this. He's certainly playing as well as anybody could have expected. Has got the makeup for a top quarterback, and I underline the word makeup for a top quarterback. For Dak, as far as his ability to potentially function in a couple of weeks or a week or 10 days or 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, I don't think you could ask for a better result. The type of injury it is, he'll be able to play within a week or two. I think his progress is nothing short of amazing.
Okay, so that's a happy sounding man. 2 weeks ago
Jerry
he was
keeps
selling
this show
out.
going, man.
What do we think?
I mean, Jerry's a salesman, and he's going to sell everything all the time. He's out here putting Cooper Rush in the Hall of Fame already. I love it. I'm on board. He wants to instill confidence in his team, and he did that 2 weeks ago, and it seemed like it worked. They figured out a way to win. He's trying to continue to do that to buy as much time for Dak to get completely healthy. But I do have questions about what all this does to the psyche of Dak Prescott, who's on the sideline. He's also hearing this. While you're trying to encourage your team by saying that this guy's got the makeup and you won a quarterback controversy, I'm sure that that's doing nothing but increasing the pressure on Dak Prescott to want to get back out there and want to make things happen and remind them why they signed him to the long-term deal.
I got something different from Jerry's comment because he says Cooper Rush has the makeup of a top quarterback. But what he didn't say is he has the physical attributes of a top quarterback or he's our top quarterback. I think Cooper Rush is Mr. Right Now, and Jerry Jones clearly understands that. And in his comments, he was sending a message to Dak Prescott, you're still our guy, but right now we need you to get healthy. And Cooper Rush is affording us the opportunity to be patient with you because we're winning games. And so as long as the Cowboys are winning games, I think Cooper Rush should be the guy until Dak Prescott is 100% healthy. I think that's what Jerry is laying the ground.